no plans at the moment to bring in the Army to actually do driving, but we always have a civil contingencies section within the Army that's always on standby should they be needed, but we don't judge that's necessary at the moment.
Well, let's get the very latest now from London. Our correspondent Bénédicte Paviot is there. Bénédicte, from what we were just hearing there from the government, some suggestions that actually the Army might not be deployed after all. What are you expecting?
Yes, there have indeed been rumours that the Army would be deployed to help with what is actually a problem of fuel getting from the refineries to the petrol stations. So interesting to hear the Environment Secretary George Eustice this morning say the only reason that we don't have petrol in forecourts is because people are buying petrol when they don't need it. Now, that has been criticised because it looks very much like the government is blaming the British people for buying too much petrol. And I think there's a bit of a backtracking going on since lunchtime, because Downing Street has denied that the government is blaming the public, saying, and I quote, "We completely understand people's anxiety. That's why we're doing everything possible to reassure people that stocks are secure." So the message is there's plenty of petrol. We're not aiming to bring in the Army, but then you hear the word "at the moment." So I understand that the plans to deploy the Army to drive tankers are still actually being considered and discussed by officials. And this, as the Petrol Retailers Association, which represents nearly 5,500 of the UK's 8,000 filling stations, warned on Sunday that up to 2/3 of outlets are out of fuel, with the rest of them, quote, partly dry and running out soon.
Bénédicte, according to those government plans, about 5,000 drivers are expected to head to the United Kingdom from other countries in order to drive the fuel around the country. But they can only stay until Christmas. So are people likely to want to do that? And will it be enough to relieve the supply issues?
Well, that's a £1 million or euro question. It's not so much that they're expected to head to the UK, it's that the UK would like them to head to the UK. And that's the big question. What we've got is 5,000 visas that are being issued. Problem is not till the beginning of October, but perhaps, as Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, they could be fast-tracked. And as you rightly say, that would be totally a temporary visa for EU HGV drivers who are being asked if they would mind and want to come to the UK to drive for about 3 months and basically be fired on Christmas Eve. So there is real uncertainty and no guarantee that these drivers will want to. The problem is that there are, it's estimated, 100,000 HGV lorry drivers missing, and this is causing all kinds of problems. This didn't happen overnight. There have been warnings for weeks and months about this, and the shortage of lorry drivers is not just causing fuel problems, it's actually causing problems for a range of industries here in the UK in recent months. It's not new, from supermarkets to fast food chains, as indeed you indicated in your introduction.
Bénédicte Paviot for us there in London. Thanks very much indeed.